It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Severe thunderstorms and flash flooding expected across portions of the northern and central plain, as well into the Midwest. Dangerously hot conditions continue for parts of the south and southeast, and monsoon conditions persist in the Four Corners. Closer to home, chances for showers and storms continue today, the weekend, and into next week. Localized flash flooding could occur with stronger storms. Lowland high temperatures will remain hot around the 100-degree point, and that's going to remain so for the foreseeable future. Wind speeds will remain light with the exception of gusty winds from storms. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. The latest on the fire, South Fork standing at 17.5, Salt Fire just a hair under 8,000 acres. Both fires getting more and more contained, South Fork at 69%, Salt at 66%. And both fires are currently staffed with 21 crews, 4 helicopters, 42 engines, 9 bulldozers, and 12 water tenders. Those crews are manned by around 900 people. The good news is, as people return, businesses are reopening.
I'm all in favor of business getting back to business. These people cannot afford to be out of work. The employers cannot afford to not have them. So I'm excited that they're getting back. There's no place for those people to stay right now. The people coming in for the races will have to come in and then leave after the races.
Ruidoso Mayor Lynn Crawford speaking with KRWG.
So we're making sure that we secure funding and that we're able to get the appropriations that we need so that our community can come back. So many of our businesses are damaged now, and we want to make sure that the employees that don't have homes, that we're able to get them something to live in so we don't lose them permanently.
For those seeking reunification with friends and loved ones, call the Red Cross, 800-733-2767. Wes Gray, the executive director of field operations for PNM, took to Facebook yesterday to discuss what crews are doing every day in order to restore power to customers in Ruidoso.
We're having to deal with terrain, so a lot of these developments were built in the mountains here, so we've got hillsides that we're having to work on. We're having to replace the wire as well as the poles, so it's just trying to get that up and down through these canyons to get to these developments. And the guys are working as fast as they can, but they're also being extremely safe given these conditions because the damage caused by the fire puts hazards in front of them that could injure them. So they have to set up their work in such a way that they can work safely to get your power back on as quickly as possible. And they got to they've got to do that together in concert. So they've got to do both things, be safe and try to get power on.
For more information, visit pnm.com/Ruidoso Restoration. An officer-involved shooting that took the life of a teenager is under investigation. That was announced by the New Mexico State Police Department yesterday. This past Tuesday, agents with the Investigations Bureau learned that around 10:45 p.m., an Otero County Sheriff's Office deputy was conducting a welfare check on a man walking in the median along U.S. Highway 70 around mile marker 240. He was later identified as 17-year-old Elijah Hadley. Hadley was holding an airsoft gun and pointed it at the deputy, who fired at least one round from his duty weapon, striking Hadley. Hadley was pronounced dead at the scene. The New Mexico State Police Department declined to identify the uninjured deputy involved in the incident, adding that the Investigations Bureau is working to independently determine the series of events leading to the shooting, including collecting evidence and conducting interviews. The second annual Tularosa Ice Cream Social is coming up. I spoke with David Chavez from the Tularosa Taco Company.
We're going to have the festival over at Veterans Park. We're going to have the band Sancho and the Side Piece from here in Tularosa, and we are going to have a lot of different vendors. And once again, the Tularosa Taco Company will be purchasing all the ice cream to give out to all the people that show up.
That's on June 28th at 5 at Veterans Park in Tularosa, 1050 Bookout Road. If you need some more information, look up the Tularosa Taco Company on Facebook. Well, today's Thursday. It's time for a cat chat from Kitty City.
Hi, this is Kathy Denton with Kitty City, and welcome to this week's edition of Cat Chat. This week, we have two pairs of recent arrivals to Kitty City. One is a pair of brothers and the other a pair of sisters. Jordy and Crisco are sweet boys who have just turned 11 weeks old. We don't know their background, but they were very well cared for during the critical stage from birth to 8 weeks old. They were literally left inside the door at Kitty City in a crate. Shorty and Crisco are socialized, friendly, and affectionate kittens. Shorty is a handsome black and white tuxedo. He is medium-length fur. His name has nothing to do with his stature. My husband Ed named him Shorty because he has a short tail. It is probably only half as long as the average cat's tail, but still very cute. His brother Cisco is a light gray tabby, and his claim to fame is he has crossed eyes. You need to check out his profile picture on our website. His crossed eyes are prominent. They just make his face that much cuter and funny. Both boys have had their first FBRCP vaccination, and they will be featured at the Kitty City adoption event at the White Sands Mall tomorrow, June 29. Our female duo is Muffin and Sassy, who have recently turned 1 year old and were spayed about 6 months ago. Muffin is a gray and white domestic short-haired kitty, and Sassy is a short-haired calico with lots of white. They are both shy, and they are not aggressive in any way. Quite the contrary, these girls appear to want our affection, and they are responding more positively every day to us. The fact that they allow us to pet them indicates to us they want our affection. Their socialization is ongoing, and we soon hope they will enjoy us picking them up and getting acquainted. Muffin and Sassy are very bonded and must be adopted together. There will be a special adoption rate for these two sisters. These girls can be seen at Kitty City at 56 Stanley Ranch Road. Please check out all our cats and kittens on our website at www.kittycitynm.com or come visit us at 56 Stanley Ranch Road to see our playful cats and find your forever friend. Tomorrow, Saturday, June 29, Kitty City will be at the White Sands Mall from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for our adoption event. Alamogordo Animal Control cats and dogs will also join us at the mall. Kitty City Summer Special for an adoption of a cat or kitten is still continuing. The first cat or kitten is full price, and the second cat or kitten is half price. The adoption price covers the surgery, vaccinations, rabies shot, and microchip. Please join us tomorrow, Saturday, June 29, and next Saturday, July 6, at the White Sands Mall from 10 to 4 for our adoption event. Your best doggy buddy and your sweetest forever kitty is waiting for you at the White Sands Mall. A special thanks to everyone who donated last week cat food, dog food, litter, and cash to the families affected by the Ruidoso fires. We had a great outpouring, and I want to thank everyone in the community for their generosity. This has been this week's edition of Cat Chat. I'm Kathy Denton, and we will talk with you next week from Kitty City. Kitty City and you. No one loves them better.
This Kitty City report was sponsored by Maya's Collectibles.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Former El Paso school teacher Brian Troy Nunez gets 12 years for receiving and distributing, as well as possession of, child pornography. Court documents state that Nunez possessed and sent sexual images depicting children younger than 12. These pictures go back to as far as 2016. HSI and El Paso District Attorney Bill Hicks announced the indictment and sentencing during a news conference yesterday afternoon.
He did receive a sentence of 144 months for doing that. Mr. Nunez was a teacher at what was Bell Elementary School back in that time, and he had began grooming that victim at approximately the 5th grade.
Nunez still faces state sex assault and indecency with a child charges. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham and the Democrats in the legislature are quick to claim that they are unable to address crime or the border crisis. In a leaked audio, the governor responds to being called feckless.
At the border in Summerlin Park, where I don't have a single border patrol agent, not one, and people pour over. And so I'm cranky with the secretary. We knew that was coming, did not say a word to me. Politico wants to write an article. Every single major press group in the state is asking repeatedly, basically accusing me of being feckless. And Huffington, I mean, they're all going to write about it.
Is it just me, or does it seem that MLG is more worried about being called feckless versus, doing something to stop the flow of illegals. But the Democrats have worked hard to make New Mexico the late-term abortion capital of the nation. 70% of abortions being brought in from out of state are being funded by yours and my tax dollars. Doctors and health professionals in New Mexico are warning parents about a serious illness that has been detected in New Mexico called acute flaccid myelitis, otherwise called AFM. The New Mexico Department of Health confirmed that one case of AFM was located in Donna Ana County. We know the patient is 10 years old. Health officials say awareness and prevention are key to stopping any further cases.
An illness that affects mostly children, and it's similar to, for those of us who know historically, what polio was like.
Dr. Chad Smelzer, the state epidemiologist with the New Mexico Department of Health, speaking with KOB. AFM causes inflammation of the spinal cord, potentially resulting in paralysis.
People might have fever and symptoms of, say, a common cold, and then a few days afterwards or up to a week or so develop paralysis or the inability to use certain limbs.
Before this most recent case, the state hasn't seen a case of AFM since 2018. Now, while this disease is rare, it is a very serious condition, and parents should know the symptoms. The best way to prevent AFM is to wash your hands frequently and cover your mouth and nose when coughing or sneezing. Dr. Smelzer said there's no cure, but there are supportive treatments, such as proper nutrition and therapies to improve patient outcomes.
These can be scary symptoms that that people see their child afflicted with or family member, and they want to get them in to be seen so that they're treated appropriately.
If your child is sick, even with the symptoms of a common cold, it's important that they remain isolated at home and don't go to places like summer camps or out in public. And finally, this one comes to us from Atlanta, Georgia. An unidentified man entered a nail salon to conduct a holdup. Surveillance footage shows him entering the salon with his hand in a bag and shouting,
"Everybody get down! Give me all your money! It's got the watches! Give me all your money! Get out!"
But nail salon patrons and employees were not impressed. They simply stared at him, and most barely moved or changed expressions. Finally, one customer did stand up, but instead of handing over her money, she just walked out the door. Seeing this wasn't going as planned, the would-be crook just gave up and left the salon. Weather's next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, Sunny Harris with Animal Village NM. We all know that most pets are terrified during evacuations, so please keep your pets safe inside your home so they don't escape. Don't let your dog or cat be one of millions who will escape in fear and end up dead or in animal control facilities during fire season, which will quickly overflow and start euthanizing to make space. Contact your city administration office in advance in case you have to be evacuated. Find out who's taking in families with their pets during fires. Prepare your vehicle with room for your cat and dog crates. Have your blankets, water, food for you and your pets packed, and clothing packed and ready. Have your pet crates ready by the door, and give your pets CBD or other calming medications ahead of time to make it easy to load them and evacuate with them immediately. This is an emergency message from Animal Village NM.
Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny and hot. There's a 20% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 12 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, mostly sunny and hot tomorrow with a 30% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 14. Your high today in the basin, 100, low tonight of 76, high tomorrow, 101. In Cloudcroft, mostly sunny skies with a 40% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 14 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight with a 20% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 12. Mostly sunny tomorrow with a 50% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 18. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 78, low tonight of 58, high tomorrow, 79 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. That concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.